the father of modern Kenya, His Excellency KIBAKI. All of us in the public service really learned a lot. He empowered all of us in the public service, the private sector, military, our judicial service. Our GDP was about 14 billion US dollars. When he retired, it was around 60 billion US dollars. Only within 10 years, today, nobody in the world can take our country lightly. We are supposed to be the 5th largest economy in Africa. And we are marching on. He came up with economic recovery and employment creation program. He empowered the ministers. He empowered the civil servants. He empowered the parastatals. And everybody who had a responsibility. We surpassed all the targets that were set. The World Bank came, sent a delegation all the way from Washington. World Bank and IMF to find out what had happened in the country. He just cut the chains and the economy started bubbling. He focused on the essential foundation of the economy, the infrastructure, the roads. After building the Thika Road with a lot of doubting Thomases, just confidence came into the country. He renovated Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Suddenly, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport became the most modern airport in Africa. The World Bank representative said, if you Kenyans can do a project like this so successfully on your own resources, there is no project which we cannot implement. The Isiolo-Moyale Highway is about 520 kilometers. It was built, I think, 3 years. We realized that road. The purpose was to open up northern Kenya to join Kenya with Ethiopia. Because our president, KIBAKI, was an economist. He was to open up space for economic activities for this country. He even pushed a lot about accession of Rwanda into the East African community. He pushed very hard the accession of Burundi into the East African community. He pushed us to design the LAPSET project to open up northern Kenya with the port linking us with South Sudan and linking us with Ethiopia. He focused on power, infrastructure. Before, there used to be 40,000 connections a year. By the time we left, we are doing more than 200,000 connections a year. Communication sector, the revolution he brought about with the optic cable that came from Fujairah to Mombasa, revolutionized communication sector in this country. And Kenya now is one of the top countries in the world in terms of telecommunications. Human capital development. People talk about primary education, but that was step one. Step two was to expand secondary education, which he did by opening up day schools, day secondary schools, and that multiplied, I think, by multiples of 3 or 4 times. University education.
Kindly.
From six public universities to 22 public universities. And finally introduced TVET education in the country to empower the youth so that they are productive. TVET all the way from high school to university.